Steve Vallo and I'm back. I covered this fight earlier, and Dillian Whyte has beaten Ian Lewison and become the British champion. Now this really was the Battle of Brixton. A lot of pride surrounding these two brothers from South London, but they fought it out last night, and Dillian Whyte was the better of the two. Now, as I predicted and as we all thought, Ian Lewison started very fast, and in the first round he was throwing a lot of bombs, like a lot of shots. Like, he was getting in close and he was throwing shots over the top. I mean, even though he looked massive in there, he still had the ability to throw them bombs. When I watched this fight, and I thought I gave the first round to Ian Lewison personally, just because he was putting in more work. But even from the first, Dillian Whyte was he just seemed to be more measured, picking his shots, and just boxing Ian Lewison, boxing and movement. He had that technique on point, and just Dillian Whyte just kind of carried his technique and boxing throughout the fight. He did get into a few exchanges, but it seemed as if Dillian Whyte was more focused on his boxing, and this was definitely a good performance from him. And I have to say that last night was the best condition I've seen in him, because it's been in a few of his last fights he's looked a bit out of shape or a bit fat or whatever, but this time he looked fit. And this isn't the first time he's gone into the later rounds, but this is the first time that he's looked up for it. He's looked good. He was still throwing the same pace that he started off with. He carried it through, and he was still throwing big shots. And I think Ian Lewison, for such a big guy, I think he did well. I mean, he was coming in very heavy, like overweight, and he's probably has probably had problems with his diet, and just some boxers really focus on just what's going on in the gym and don't go on their runs. But it is what it is, and he still fought. He still had the ability to throw those shots inside, and in the early rounds he looked like he's still in there, like he was still in there, but he was just taking too many shots. And I think my prediction that there'd be a stoppage or KO by round 9, I said, but this was stopped at round 10, so I was pretty close on my prediction. But I think it was a good stoppage. Ian Lewison's trainer threw in the towel at the end of the 10th, because he looked slow, he was breathing heavy, he was taking shots. And I mean, when a trainer throws in the towel, it's because they want to protect their boxer and they have their boxer's best interest. So yeah, I think that was a good decision by his trainer. And yeah, Dillian Whyte is now the British heavyweight champion. So yeah, I expect bigger and better things for Dillian Whyte from here. And yeah, like, he's closer for that title shot. I mean, he's only lost to Anthony Joshua, and he's doing well. And this was a very good performance from Dillian Whyte. Good on you, and we'll be seeing you soon. So there was another fight last night, Ricky Burns for Kurt Relica, and so I will be covering that one too, guys. So I'll see you then.